All right, boys and girls, here we go with 5th grade Excel lesson number 141. We're going to be learning about dividing a 2-digit divisor into a 3-digit dividend with a 1-digit quotient. Basically, this is just a little bit trickier division problem. There's nothing new about it. You have to kind of guess and check, basically, on doing these types of problems. So let's take a look at our first sample problem here. This is 43 into 259. So we're basically asking the question, how many times does 43 go into 259? Well, I'm going to use estimation to come up with a guess. I could do it this way. I could just multiply 43 times 1, 43 times 2, and just keep going until I got close to the number 259. But instead, I'm going to use estimation, and then I'm going to just try what I think is close so that I don't have to do a ton of different test problems like this. So I'm going to round 43 to 40, and I'm going to think of 259 as being 260. So 40 times 6 would be 240. So I'm thinking 40 times 6 is going to come pretty close. So I would try doing 43 times 6 as my first guess, and I would get 258, which is obviously as close as you can get. One more 43 is way too high for that number. And so what we do is we write that you can see the answer over here, but I'm going to go ahead and write it in here that we're going to do 43 times 6, which is 258. Subtract and get 1, so the answer is 6, remainder 1. All right, let's take a look at another sample problem here. We're going to check our answers with multiplication. Number 1, 288 divided by 56. Now listen closely so you can understand, again, how I do this in my head to get me started, and that's going to save you a bunch of time when you go to doing these problems on your own. So 56 is kind of close to 60. I'm thinking 60 times 4 is 240. So I would probably try 56 times 4 first. I would not end up trying that one first. But that's okay. 6 times 4 is 24. 5 times 4 that's 224. I'd say, I wonder if I can go one more time on the 56. So rather than doing the whole multiplication problem again, I'm just going to add another 56 in and know that this is my 5th 56 that I'm doing. And then I'd go like this and get 280, which is what they have right here. 56 times 5 is 280. Subtract and get 8, so the answer is 5, remainder 8. You can see right here they multiplied 56 times 5, got 280, and then we add the 8, the remainder, right there to check and see if it's right, and 288 matches up to here, so we're good to go. All right, why don't you pause the video, try number 2, then turn it back on after you have an answer, and you'd like to see how I did it. All right, so you should have already done this problem, and I'm going to be thinking 27, which is close to 30, into 160, let's say. So 5 is the first one I'm going to try. I'm going to use this space right down here and do 27 times 5, because 30 times 5 would be 150. Now this might not be big enough. I'm just showing you the actual process that you're going to go through here. 7 times 5 is 35. 2 times, that's 13. I wonder if I can get another 27 into there. 5 plus 7 is 12. Carry the 1. That's 6. 162. That's really close. So I multiplied it by 5 here. I added one more 27 in. So that makes it 6 times. Did you get 6 for an answer? And 27 times 6, we found out right down here, is 162. Subtract and get 2. And so the answer is 6, remainder 2. And I do 27 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 4 is 16. Add my remainder of 2, get 164, and it matches that number right up there. All right, pause the video and go ahead and try numbers 3 and 4 on your own, and then turn it back on to see how I did it. All right, so this first one, number 3, 60 is pretty easy to deal with because 60 times 4, I know what that's going to be just in my head. 6 times 4 is 24, so 60 times 4 is going to be 240. And I subtract and get 6. Wow, that was a pretty easy one, wasn't it? 60 times 4 Hopefully your writing's neater than mine. I'm using a stylus here. Plus the 6, 246. Alrighty. Number 4, 32 is close to 30. 226, I'm going to be guessing, and you can use the margin of your paper to do this. I'm going to do it like right over here. I'm going to guess that it goes in 7 times, because 30 times 7 would be 210. So 32 times 7, I'm hoping, is going to come pretty close there. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 3 times 7, 224. Boy, that's nice and close. And if you ever get a remainder that's this number, the divisor, or higher, you've done something wrong. That means it can go in again. Okay, so that goes in 7 times with a leftover of 2. 32 times 7, I just did that right here, is 224, plus 2 is 226. Alright, pause the video, go ahead and do these 3 problems here in this box, and then add up the check answers. Make sure you have them right, and then turn the video back on to double check it. Alright, so here you go. Here are all the answers. You should have already done these. You can see on this first one here, I did 27 times 5. To be honest with you, the first thing I tried was 27 times 6, and that was too high, so I erased that and changed it to 27 times 5. You can just pause the video to double check your work here, and thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.